Friends, since it's back to school time for maybe your teens and what have you, not just the kids, but for teens as well, I'm sure a lot of teenage girls are sharpening up to be something that I think, well, becomes something that I actually liked when I was a teen, cheerleaders. But I came across this film, and boy, I gotta tell you, it was pretty darn high and raunchy in ways. There hasn't been that many reviews of this film here on YouTube, but right now, that's gonna change. With my review, of course. Prepare yourself when this group of cheerleaders from a local high school decide to show their school spirit for their football team by sleeping with the opponents the night before the game so that they can be so worn out the opposition won't be able to play. Prepare yourselves. Here's my review of The Cheerleaders. Big Days Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. I'm the Big D, and this time around, I bring to you a review of the 1973 raunchy but also erotic comedy flick, The Cheerleaders, released by Cinemation Industries, starring Stephanie Fondue, Denise Dillaway, Chavia Bush, Brandy Woods, and Kimberly Hyde. The film was released in March of 1973 and did pretty decent enough. This would be the first of a bit of a franchise and what have you. Now, this is the first time I'm ever tackling a film that was actually originally rated X. Yeah, you heard me correctly. Don't worry, I'm not going to say none because I must stay true to my word and try to abide by YouTube's rules and not show anything to arouse your attention. In other words, I mean shots from this film because I refuse to do that. So, on your toes as I get into the story. And I'll give you a little bit of the story, so this will kind of be more like, how should I put it to you this way? It'll be a semi spoiler review. Kind of close to a spoiler free, but with a little more of the story. Okay? Good. Let's get started. Jeannie, a spirited student at Amorosa High School, found herself at a crossroads. Encouraged by her friends Bonnie and Debbie, she decided to try out for the cheerleading squad. There was an opening due to one of the cheerleaders unexpectedly ending up in the maternity ward. The stakes were high and Jeannie's fate hung in the balance. During the nerve-wracking tryouts, Jeannie's secret was revealed. Bonnie whispered to the head cheerleader, Claudia, that Jeannie was a virgin. Claudia always wanted to seize an opportunity, saw potential in Jeannie. She approached their coach Isabel with a proposition. Perhaps Jeannie was the missing piece needed to carry the squad through the season, and so Jeannie was selected. But there was a twist. Claudia and Isabel made a bet. Would Jeannie retain her virtue until the end of the season? It was an unusual wager, but the stakes were high. Jeannie's mettle would be tested in a way she never imagined. So the cheerleader initiation was a rite of passage. Jeannie found herself in the boys' locker room ready to take a shower. The air cheerleaders way outside, anticipation in the air, but fate had other plans. As Jeannie soaped up, the team burst in returning from practice, and their amorous intentions were clear, but Jeannie's virtue remained intact thanks to the timely intervention of Norm, her steadfast boyfriend. And as the season progressed, the cheerleaders faced another challenge. Prior to the game against Central, they held a slumber party at Jeannie's house, but the Amorosa team crashed the party seeking their own form of celebration. The cheerleaders obliged, except for Jeannie, but it was a wild night, but fairness demanded reciprocity. Now, that's it. I won't give you any more of this story. If you want to know what goes down the end, then I would suggest you watch the film. Now, for my thoughts on the cheerleaders, I am gonna say, believe me, I could handle it. Now, this was actually the second film that originally got an X-ray and I actually ever got to stream and watch. The first was the animated Fritz the Cat from Ralph Bakshi, which I have yet to review that film. Maybe I will down the road. But this is the Cheerleaders. Yeah, long before we didn't have Bring It On. Yeah, we didn't even have anything with that involved some with cheerleaders like But I'm a Cheerleader or Sugar and Spice. We had the cheerleaders. That's what we had. But anyway, this was a 70s film. Anyway, now this film proved to have a quintet of five hot gals that really steal the show. Yeah, so and prepare yourselves. We just got everything. This has everything you could imagine. Just everything. Just these cheerleaders, their great looks, their hair, titties, and all. Uh-oh, I said titties. You know what this means? Titty alert! Oh, but wait, there's more than just that you're gonna get. You can be sure of that. Cause we got more. Cause we got tits, ass, and bush. Or let me rephrase that. Tab for short. I'm sorry. I was just being funny with you. Oh, please don't hate me. I didn't mean no. I'm not trying to mean no harm to my female audience or anything like that. Okay. Okay. Sorry. I couldn't help myself. But I've only seen this twice. I wanted to try and review this since it was back to school and why have you for some else. So I thought, what the hell, go for it. Actually, this film was made in the summer of 1972 in Cupertino, or is it Cupertino? I'm not sure. I mean, no, Cupertino. That's how you say it. Yeah, three different cities in California: Cupertino, Sunnyvale, and Oakland. The high school scenes were shot at Monte Vista High School in Cupertino. The administration of Monte Vista High claimed to not be aware of the racy elements and theme of the movie. Many of the football player extras were recent graduates of local high schools from Cupertino and Sunnyvale. The red uniforms in the film representing the home team at Morosa High School were actual uniforms from Fremont High in Sunnyvale from that same year. The locker room scenes, however, were filmed at Laney College, located in Oakland. Another location used in the film was Golfland, USA in Sunnyvale. Yeah, really something. Now, one of the identified extras was a guy named Carl Eckern, who later played professional football for the LA Rams. He was a student football player at San Jose State University when the movie was made. Now then, now, but I absolutely handled everything, including the raunchiness, the sex scenes, blah blah blah. So anyway, but it's the titular characters that really steal the show and really made this a hot one. For the cast we have playing Jeannie is Stephanie Fondue, although her real name's Enid Finnbogason, who was from St. Vital, a neighborhood of Winnipeg, Manitoba, in Canada. She was 21 at the time and she rode the local transit system for a dime since she looked like a 16-year-old at the time. She was in a restaurant in LA with friends, including two members of the film industry. When she was approached by a casting agent for a movie, he asked Enid to walk across the street to the Ramada Inn, where they were currently casting a movie, which was the Cheerleaders. She was given a copy of the script and was asked if she was ever a cheerleader. She'd never been one. She was asked to do a cheer, so she remembered one from high school and guessed at the footwork. The casting director liked what she did, So she was asked to perform one of the scenes from the script. Afterwards, even though they had already cast Jeannie the lead, they reconsidered and thought that Enid was perfect for the part. So she accepted the role and was asked what she wanted to use as a stage name. So she chose Stephanie Fondue. Now there's a memorable stage name. You know what I'm saying? The rest of the cast, we have Denise Dillaway as Claudia, absolutely very hot, good. Javia Bush is fine, good. Sandy Evans is Susie, yeah, definitely good. Kim Stan is Patty, yep, really good. There's Brandy Woods, Debbie, good. And Terry Teague as Isabel, and Patrick Wright as Coach Gannon. Whoa, yeah. Oh, believe me, I'm getting too far ahead of myself here. But anywho, yeah. Believe me, the list goes on and on. Now, of course, Kim Stanton was actually Kimberly Hyde. That was her real name. And Sandy Evans' real name is Claire Diaz. Yeah, I'm trying to give you the real names of these gals because they went under stage names. Now it's for Brandy Woods, real name Debbie Lowe. And also we have Raoul Huffnung as the character Novi. Of course, his real name was Robert Hirschfield. So you got to admit, the cast isn't too bad. But I gotta tell you, if you can handle something so hot and raunchy and sexual and what have you, I'd say go for this. The film is currently in a physical media set with a couple of with two sequels. Well, this actually ran for had three overall sequels. Next year in '74 was The Swinging Cheerleaders. Then 1976's Revenge of the Cheerleaders. And 1979's The Great American Girl Robbery, which would later be known as Cheerleaders Wild Weekend. Now, I've never actually seen those, but I'll look into them and maybe review those one day. If this review does pretty well in my view, which maybe yes, maybe no, you'll be the judge. I'm not really trying to encourage you to watch. If you can't find this film, no problem. The film's currently available to watch on Tubi. So the Cheerleaders can be a real hot flick to watch. I mean, if you can no raunchy comedies, then this would be right up your alley. Although you can expect some unexpected one. No, 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 not what you think, but yeah, just be careful, okay? But the Cheerleaders, I think it's worth looking into for one thing. I mean, like I said, if you're into some flicks that came out long after this, raunchy films and what have you, then this would be right up your alley. But what did you think of the Cheerleaders? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel, and you know the rest. And I'm going to be taking the day off tomorrow, but I'll be back the next day with a spoiler-free review of the film Is God Is. So if you like this, check out my reviews of these other raunchy top flicks. In the upper left-hand corner, check out my review of National Lampoon's Animal House from 1978. Or go to the upper right-hand corner and see my review of the cult hit Porky's from 1981. Or if you'd like, check out my review of National Lampoon's Van Wilder from 2000, the bottom left-hand corner. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.